After a few years, the day has finally come that I managed to do some laps in the car of the Nürburgring, the Porsche 992 generation GT3 RS with Manthey performance kit on it, or as the OGs call it, GT3 RS MR. Well, as if the stock GT3 RS is not extreme enough, this baby adds much more downforce to the OG RS. You have guards, you have front splitter that is being holded back with these thingies. We have more roof elements, we have underneath some more elements, we have a triple element wing with massive side plates, and also a driver excuse in case you didn't see someone coming up behind you, or I'm sorry, since you do not need to look behind you because you're the fastest out there on the track. The rear window is being eliminated and replaced by carbon fiber shark fin, and that offers lots of opportunities to put some fancy graphics and stickers on it. And of course also traditional aero disc. Back in the days, people were thinking that this is for brake cooling from the old 80s and 90s rally cars and turbofans, but actually it allows for air to travel away from here, and therefore you need less angle of attack because and that, well, reduces the drag. So, which is pretty freaking cool, if you ask me. Now, the quoted numbers from Manthey Racing press kit, so to say, was over 1,000 kilos of downforce at, I don't know. What I do know is that the stock car is rated at 860 kilos of downforce at 280 kilometers per hour. So this is essentially more, and therefore also with less drag as quoted by them. On the rear, on the diffuser, we can also see some extra elements, so more aggressive or like also more efficient diffuser. This particular car has also different exhaust, therefore it is running check engine light, which makes no sense. It should have been a check exhaust light. Bad jokes aside, very, very good car. Now, first of all, one more thing to mention, this particular car is running on Michelin Pilot Sport S5 tires, so the street equivalent that allows you to drive nice in very rainy conditions, and it actually starts to rain now, but ideally for the track you want Cup 2, or even better, Cup 2R, the stickiest tire of them all, especially for this car, which this car drove the impressive Nürburgring lap time with. Interestingly enough, speaking of which, there is no time known of the car with the Manthey kit. Why it's the case, I genuinely do not know. I'm sure there were some attempts, but yeah, it's not there. One more final thing to tell you is there's so much downforce on it, and it's so aggressive that my speedometer camera halfway through the first lap just yeeted off the dash cam. Luckily, I am running Draggy, so the GPS module, get yourself Draggy, use code Misha on godraggy.com, and yeah, analyze your performance, or have no need to run a speedometer cam to see what GPS speeds you are doing. Anyway, that's Survivor. What's here? Downforce Commander. I like that. That's very, very cool. Very nice touch. Alright, I think that's all there is to it. Enjoy 2 laps, and yeah, I don't know, let the car do the talking, and myself as well a bit. So fantastic, fantastic. Alright, exciting. First time driving GT3 RS MR, or as we need to say nowadays, a car with Manthey performance kit. Oh, there are 2 RSs ahead of us. I might do sneaky 2 laps because warming up the tires, because we're really cold as of now. Alright, hello. Up we go. Exciting. Again, cold tires, Pilot Sport 5. So this car definitely is screaming for a Cup 2R. And here's the first impression. We have quite a fast car, the Yaris GR ahead of us. which is very fast, but for tourist traffics, this car is insanely fast. Even on normal street or wet or winter tires, the turn in, even on cold tires, is insane. The front end downforce is really something else. So on the record lap, you just tap the brake and turn in while being flat on the gas. We're not gonna try it now, because again, record lap is Cup to R, something else. Still having a bit of understeer on the front axle, because I need to warm it up. Suspension really compliant. So turning in, still need a bit of trail brake just to get that front end turn in. But my first impression, since of course I'm this year racing the GT3 Cup car, I would say this is much more balanced car, much more refined, has higher downforce overall, because the Cup car is essentially a GT3 street car with no front aero. It has like stock splitter, whereas this has a big splitter, has also the hood vents. Insane. They have equal amount of horsepower, but the main difference, the Cup car, of course, is running on full slicks, and in addition, it's extremely lightweight, whereas this is, don't quote me wrong, I think 1600 plus, between 16 to 1800, whereas the Cup car is like 1250 because of all the carbon fiber, but most importantly because this car also has carbon fiber. Oh, this is going to be nice. This car also has carbon fiber, but it has lots of extra equipment for the street car, like aircon. I mean, the race car also has aircon, but this has aircon, has all the sound deadening. It's a completely different animal. Will they let us through? Thank you very much. Oh, look at that 6 Series. Oh, look at him dance. Well, I guess he doesn't have a rear view camera. He has rear view mirrors, but there we go. Just shows you how quick this car is. It's not that the other traffic is unattentive. You're just appearing so quick behind them. That's why it's like a pure tracked animal. I'm going flat and it wants to be launched in the air, but the aero is pressing it down. It's really, really insane. I would say the power for me is perfect. However, you might think that it's just not enough. Yeah, well, unfortunately yellow. You may think that it's not enough because it's so planted. And this brings me to my next point. The next car is going to be really insane. The Gen 2 of a GT3 RS, now it's more or less public information after seeing prototypes, is going to be turbocharged. That is going to bring a lots of torque. Here we don't have yellow anymore. It's going to bring a lots of torque, but also tuning opportunities. There are, of course, already people who have been putting turbos on their GT3 RS. But yeah, it's going to be really something else. So I'm just having a nice conversation, talking with you about all of this. Not using DRS, not using anything, not using the full potential of the car, and we're just flying past everything. It's really something else. Okay, let's activate DRS just for this little climb here. Curve 187 exit speed, minimal speed was a bit lower than that. And again, we are on street tires, we are not on a sand mode. I'm just having a chat with you, but we've seen it. I think the record with Jörg Bergmeister, the record lap, he done 210 GPS speed v minimum speed, so essentially 35 kilometers per hour faster. I think we can go. He's seen us, he's indicating. setup is magnificent. Going through the carousel as if it's nothing. It's really, really, really good. Just lift through here. I could have tapped the brake for maximum downforce mode, just to tell you what during the development stage of this car, Jörg Bergmeister wanted to implement the maximum downforce mode on the steering wheel, but the steering wheel design has been already decided and allocated. So what he's done is, like, when you tap the brake, the car is going to maximum downforce mode for 3 seconds. So you can be flat out through certain sections, tap the brake, and then activate full downforce and fly through it. This is something else. I can't believe we're just like on PS5 tires. It's also the first time I'm driving those. You can play with lift-off oversteer, because although the car... Yep, bye-bye. Luckily, we have draggy, so we can have the GPS speed. Use code Misha on godraggy.com so you can have your car's data and GPS speed, so you do not need to have to put cameras on your dash cam. Flat. Insane. Insane. Whoa, whoa. Bit of grass cutting. I was too impressed. Should have turned in a bit earlier. Wow. The way that this car is planted. We need to do one more lap. I think we disclosed the car's potential. I don't think it's like the right time and place to do second attempt. Should we? Where's the camera? Somewhere. Should we do one more? No camera this time on the speedometer, but luckily we have draggy, so what a car. Now I'm just gonna be quiet and enjoy. high-speed performance over Schwedenkreuz is really something else. Did he not indicate the Cayman and then stayed kind of left? Why it's yellow here for a bit and then not anymore. That's how we do it. insane. Freaking insane. Yeah, this, I know why most, oh, and it starts to rain. Fantastic. Although, PS Pilot Sport, or Pilot Super Sport 5, or Pilot 5 Super Sport, I don't know, they changed the name. This tire is being marketed as a perfect rain tire, and I really want to try it in the rain. But I don't think it's going to be raining enough today. But what I want to say is I totally understand now all the drivers of Manthey racing cars that are complaining when they drive on Cup 2s that Cup 2s doesn't have enough grip because it needs to be Cup 2R, and Cup 2 is yeah, not there. Makes total sense, absolutely, because this, it still has plenty of downforce, plenty of grip, but you know that the tire is on the limiting factor. Insane. What a great car. It's been a few years until we could make it happen, so I'm happy that we made it happen now, because it's really something special. Really is. I don't know what to think of the upcoming turbocharged one, whether we're going to still have the same emotion, but we can do like all the blow-offs and everything.
Crazy car, no?
I was just saying that it makes sense that people complain about oh, Cup 2 is not enough grip, I need to drive a Cup 2R, because this you want to have maximum tire, because essentially,
more, yeah,
this car has much more downforce than a Cup car. A Cup car is running on slicks. And the only reason why Cup car is faster is A, slicks, but not even, B, is the lightweight. Because, yeah, because what's this one stuck, 1600 or?
The downforce numbers you mean?
No, this, weight.
No, much less. It's 1480.
Ah, okay.
50, let's say 1500.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna get destroyed in the comments for saying between 16 and 1800, because that's what the GT3 is.
No, it is 1480. Actually, the Manthey is a little bit heavier.
Okay.
Than because the pack actually adds weight. But it's very close to this.
Yeah.
No, man. People are gonna complain in the comments regardless.
Yeah, speaking of Manthey, fantastic work. The GT3 RS on its own is already like, why do you need more? And yeah, you can do more. Is it a lot better? Not a lot. Like, if you like know it, but like, it's so much more stable. It's just planted. So, do I want to say that I like a stock car more? No, because everything has place and time to exist in this world. This is why I, for example, definitely like the GT3 that we have with our kit on it, because you can still play with it. Such a first world problem to have, that this is too good for the track. But yeah, but then again, 20 years ago when Walter done the very first sub 8 with the 9.6 GT3, everyone back then was already saying, cars are too fast! It's too good, you need to drive an old Opel Kadett. You should drive Opel Kadett, they are awesome. But so are the 9.6s, and so is this, and so is the upcoming turbocharged one, and so is everything else. There is a place and day and time for everything. And always a reminder, when we look at the police officer, to drive normal through the streets and do the silly stuff on the track. And just, as mentioned, yeah, respect the neighborhood. Do not upset people that live here, and people that serve the law, especially. On that public service announcement note, signing off, I guess. You make your decisions in the comments, but fantastic car. I think one more thing that I want to add. Would I get one? 1,000,000% yes. Why am I not getting it? For the very same reason why I've been saying whole of last year I want to buy a Ferrari 296 for the upcoming year this season. I looked at it because it's an amazing car. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get one, gonna put suspension on, aero, and then what? And I'm gonna have a freaking fast car, maybe not as reliable as this one, but something different, but still not different enough. And unfortunately, the first world YouTuber problems, you want to have content. And this is indeed something that people get once they had their GTR, looking at you, Alex, or their E92 or F or G series BMW, then something else, and then they're tired of dealing with like building cars and serving cars, and they have something, they just want to come, go to Manthey, pick up the car, it's serviced, it's ready, it has warranty, done. And they're the fastest, or some of the fastest, and they have the very best, and they do not care because they have enough stress back at home or in their business or whatever. They just want to come here and drive and done, and give the key back to Manthey and done. And that makes perfect sense. And for this case, yes, this is the best car you can get because you have serviceability, warranty, you name it, street legality, but you then gonna be just one of the many hundreds of Manthey racing guys. So first problem to have. Anyway, on that note, thank you very much, anonymous owner, for giving me the chance to drive it, and see you next time in probably something, no, not that blue one, but something else. We don't know. It's going to be faster, it's going to be more exciting. Maybe I'm going to be on the passenger seat, who knows. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, share, and shout out to Draghi for having GPS when the camera yeets away from the... And speaking of Draghi, because I see the lap time we've done, very good sub 8 with yellow and lots of traffic. Again, this car is stupidity. Bye-bye.